but it's just a great job with the jungling. Like, you know, they did a great job. Like you saw last match with Windrunner, he was kept at level 1 without 0 experience for even the first, what was it, 5-10 minutes of the match.
Yeah, that was upsetting.
So anyways, going towards our new match in our losers bracket is DOTA Quebec against Team Killing Spree, and shout out to Quebec, beautiful, beautiful province and this wonderful country, Canada, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to be doing. And just with that said, our first round of bans, we are looking at a Magnus and Bat Rider being banned by DOTA Quebec, and Enix Assassin and Gyrocopter being banned by Team Killing Spree. What do you think of that, ICS Trevor?
I think, and there's a keeper already picked, so I think that we're seeing some consistent patterns here. Maybe these teams have been viewing what's been going on while they're not playing actively. But taking out the Gyros, taking out the Bat Riders, taking out the Magnus, I mean, we're either seeing these characters get taken out, or we're seeing them get picked, like every single match. Really, really consistent, and it just is testament to their power, right?
Absolutely, and just speaking about like consistency, like, you know, with the teams that we've seen, lo and behold, our first pick by DOTA Quebec is none other than Coddle, Keeper of the Light. We've seen a lot of action from this hero this afternoon in our today's tournaments, so we're going to be seeing him once again in play.
Yep, absolutely we will, and he's a good guy to watch. Now I'm pretty sure the last match that we did, Devo, with Killing Spree, did they have a keeper on their team? I want to say that they did, and the keeper wasn't, he didn't, I mean, he was doing his best, but not so much. Didn't pull them through.
Just looking at my notes, and I'm not exactly quite sure, but with that said, we do have the next picks.
Yep.
Darkseer and Phantom Lancer by Quebec. These are very good picks. Like we have seen this before in a previous match that you know, we were looking at a lane pushing type of team comp, and DOTA Quebec does appear to be going for that strategy. And of course, Darkseer, you know, you were discussing, you know, the beginning of this matchup just before we got into the captain's mode here, is that you know, that devastating wall by Darkseer.
So he'll be able to do that. Now, just if you had to pick a few heroes that would be able to avoid a wall, a Queen of Pain might be an example of that. So not she's someone who, I mean, she doesn't need to walk through the wall if she doesn't want to. So perhaps they were hoping for somebody else to go in on that team, but obviously Killing Spree is just ready to say to hell with you and your damn wall. So but anyway, this is gonna give DQB some really strong pushing power early in the game. So a Sven going up for KS, so that's gonna be, you got some intense carry, some tremendous strength, and that cleave, which can just shatter an enemy team. So I want to see where some more stuns are coming in. That's what I'm gonna be looking for.
You're gonna be looking for some more stuns, indeed. I think that's a good call. Yes, and we do have Warlock and Bounty Hunter being the third bans for the DQB and Team Killing Spree. I think that's pretty interesting ban, banning Warlock. I mean, you know, with that nuke and his nasty Warlocks, just devastating, I think, in most team fights.
That big fiery bugger?
The big fiery bugger,
I think that's what he's called, right? It says fiery bugger.
Fiery bugger,
Bugger, okay. Or maybe if not, then they should definitely consider changing that, because I think that is a very appropriate term.
Definitely. So with that said, we're just awaiting the fourth ban by DOTA Quebec. And what do you think they're going to be going for? Like, you know, so far we do have the picks of Undying, Queen of Pain, and Sven.
Well, okay, so what would be a logical choice? I'm never good at this because I try to articulate my point and then they do it already. Speedy guys. But what do you think the other team will be going for? So they take out a Luna, so they're anticipating some harder carries going in addition to Sven. They're expecting Killing Spree to pick some harder carries, so they're trying to take out that AoE carry, for example, the Luna. So let's see. Now in the reverse, Killing Spree, what do they think that DQB is going to try to do?
It's kind of difficult to say. It's pretty clear that they're going for a tower pushing comp for DQB. But for Team Killing Spree, I'm really curious to see like the next kind of supporty characters or supporty heroes that they're going to be picking that's going to complement Sven and Queen of Pain.
I wonder if just what we've seen with some well-placed walls, if they wouldn't try to banning like a silencer. So that we don't have to worry. No, they went TA. They took out the TA instead. So that's a reasonable choice. And Lone Druid was the final ban for DQB. So they chose to go carry. They tried to take out a few carries out of their bans. 4 of them were significant carries. So they don't want a leg up by, if they're going to push to a late game, which is indicated by the PL, they don't want Killing Spree having a lot of competition late game. So that's what they aimed for, I think, to try and take those late game heroes out.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. And with that said, our final and 5th ban by DOTA Quebec is none other than Lone Druid.
Yeah.
It's an interesting ban, eh? Like, you know, he's one of those heroes, like, you know, we've talked about before, like in our previous casts that we do, you know, every other week. But we've seen him, you know, he's a jungling hero, and you know, he could be such an impactful hero, especially late game when he gets all tanky and he gets the items that he needs. So seeing him banned, I think that's a pretty good choice by DQB. So with that said, we're going to be awaiting the 5th and final ban by Team Killing Spree, and it's anybody's guess. I think
they're deliberating. They are seriously thinking. Oh, and it's a Bane.
Bane, eh?
So that's really interesting, because we see the Keeper, we see the Darkseer, we see that they've got some solid support, but yet KS was thinking, hold on, they might go for some more support, they might go for a Bane, maybe for the stuns. Instead, they went for Puck.
Huh. Look at this, Puck.
All right.
I'm excited to see this. This is like, you know, we've been casting for quite a while. I mean, like, how many times have we seen a Puck in a match?
Oh,
I mean,
very few.
Yeah, very few indeed. Like, I think this will be one of the first matches I've casted seeing a Puck. So it's really exciting to see Puck being picked, because there's just so much that he can do. And like, I think Dono Cinema's top 10 plays of the week. Usually in there, like with you know, a good Puck
His
using
escapes.
that fate shift. Like, yeah, he's untouchable. He basically
literally untouchable.
It's like the Lincoln Sphere. That phase shift, it plays out as such. So and his mobility, like how he can escape. And of course with Dream Coil, he can ruin any team fight in the silence. It's really good picks. So moving on for the final pick by DOTA Quebec is Nature's Prophet. We know what he's all about. We've seen quite a bit of action with him during this tournament. And well, maybe I'll pass it on to you. Team Killing Spree, Jakiro, what do you think?
Oh, well, there we go. There's our stuns. So we've got a Sven stun, we've got a Jakiro stun. We have some really good team potential there. Like, Jakiro, always a great choice, because an intel hero with a strength that just really scales well. So he becomes durable, he becomes great for shutting enemy teams down, and then why not just throw a Magnifier in there just for the hell of it and roasty toasty the other team. So,
you know, just talking about the Macropyre, I think it really complements what is it, the Tombstone that Undying can drop, you know, with that slow. And of course, you know, Sven stun, Queen of Pain, and of course, just before we go any further with that, Necrolite being the last pick by Team Killing Spree. So we have a pretty good team compositions by both teams. I'm really excited to see how this is going to unfold.
Oh, I love the little courier over here for the Radiant. Isn't he just a fun little guy? Does he have a name or something? What would we call? We're just going to call him Treasure Chest.
It's a treasure chest with an eye.
Yep. And then we've got, ooh, a Wicked Grievel. Look at this guy. You are ferocious. Jeez. Okay.
I'm just reading up on this chest. It's called the Unusual Lockjaw of the Boxhound.
Okay, sure.
Sorry, Unusual Lockjaw of the Boxhound.
Yep, I guess if that works for you, then you go that.
Interesting. So, with that said, we do have Killing Spree mobilizing, going up near that top room with Jakiro, Sven, and Undying, looking to take that top rune if it's going to spawn there.
Should it spawn there, yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to see what's going to be happening here. Looks to be an usual mid by Queen of Pain. And in the bottom lane, we do have Darkseer looking to get that rune. So, Our match is going to begin in about 15 seconds when those creeps come out, and oh man, I'm excited. Seeing all these matches today, man, I'm at the edge of my seat.
Yep.
Yes.
Exciting,
So
exciting.
exciting. So exciting.
Very, very, very. So let's see. I'm interested to see what the choices will be when these runes pop in just the next little while. If it does come top, what choices are gonna unfold for our Radiant team, who are poised and at the ready? At the ready.
They're definitely at the ready, and look at these wards going up. Everybody's got wards being placed up in that top rune area. Rune is down bottom. It's a regen rune, so this tri-lane that looks to be forming up for the top lane for the Radiant, they're making their way up. Coddle, interestingly enough, is going to be solo on that top lane, and we do have, of course, Nature's Prophet jungling in the top jungle area, and a 1 versus 1 with Phantom Lancer and Necrolite in the bottom lane.
Absolutely. So this could be good. We already see a little bit of action here. I just love watching Puck because it's so entertaining with what he can do. Like, nope, you're not gonna touch me. Nice try though. So he's a sassy pants, I think, is what I'm gonna go for.
Very sassy indeed. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting notion by Team Quebec. They have a solo Phantom Lancer being able to farm alone against this Necrolite. I think he's going to have his hands full with that Heartstopper aura by Necrolite. It's a real pain in the ass to go against because it's just, no matter what you do, it puts you in that position to use up your tangos and to like keep a distance, and it may prove difficult for Phantom Lancer to get those last hits. So we'll watch as the match progresses and see how that goes. So moving up to top lane, we do have Jakiro skulking in the woods, looking to possibly pick off Keeper of the Light, who is being played by Shadow Ranger. And we have an Illuminate being cast, does take off a good chunk of Jakiro's health, backing off his Coddle. Not much to be said there. So going down to the mid lane, we have Puck going against Queen of Pain, and I think this is a pretty good choice for a mid lane.
Sure, absolutely.
Pretty good. Absolutely. I think like an early level 6 Puck is going to be quite formidable for those team ganks.
I think it'll give the team ganks a lot more oomph when they've got that the AoE from the ult, so that's going to be pretty important to get as soon as they can. And we see that the Jakiro and the Undying are cruising top. They're trying to pursue, I think. They know that the our Nature's Prophet is going to be running around in there, so they just want to try and mess him up a little bit. Yeah, so
Puck for a little stroll.
Yeah, Puck's going to bottle that rune so that it's able to last a little bit longer. And again, Jakiro Undying just cruising, just looking for him. That Nature's playing it pretty safe, but they're going to be vigilant, and that way they're letting Pure Farm go to the Sven, which is delicious for him. We want him to be pretty ganky in this game, I think.
Ganky indeed, and just to direct our viewers' attention down to the bottom lane, we do have Darkseer eating in tangos, looking to flank that Necrolite. Being cast is Phantom Lancer, casting that Phantom Lance on Necrolite, Ion Shell on Darkseer. Tria and Nature's Prophet getting in there with the first blood against Necrolite. Well played, Undying, trying to counter with that Tombstone. Everybody's backtracking. Quite a few of the players on Team Quebec are low health. Very wise decision to move back with those zombies from that Tombstone.
Oh, damn zombies. Yeah, so persistent.
So persistent indeed. And with that said, we're going back up to top lane. We have Sven doing a pretty good job getting those last hits with 18 last hits.
Yep.
Sorry, at 19 with
now.
14 denies. And, you know, a lot of people, they don't give too much credit, I think, to denies. But, I mean, with 14, with less than 5 minutes into the match, I think that's pretty good. He's holding Keeper of the Light down, and that level difference is showing.
So we can see the Keeper level 3, and I'm pretty sure Sven is level 4. So he's shutting him down, and that's really strong.
Definitely indeed. And we have some action happening in mid lane here. Interestingly enough, Darkseer is kind of making his way back from the bottom lane to the mid lane and back down bottom, going against Jakiro. Moving down, we have Darkseer making his way towards that mid lane once again. Looks to be picking up that jungle farming that he was doing earlier, and probably waiting for an opportune time to possibly make a mid gank.
You're probably right. And we've got the Undying and the Necro, who are trying to push pretty hard against this PL. They do not want him to get farmed, and so far only 11 or 12 now last hits. So they're shutting him down rather effectively. The Darkseer just cruising. Absolute
Something's
cruiser.
happening here. Dark Seer has been spotted by Undying, and it seems that Jakiro did take notice. They are making a push towards Dark Seer, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch him with that surge. So Dark Seer making his way back down to that bottom lane, quite possibly maybe going after Necrolite, but it doesn't seem to be the case. We do have Jakiro, not sure deciding what he's going to be doing, whether if he's going to go back mid, or it does appear that he's going to make his way down bottom with Undying going towards Darkseer and Phantom Lancer. So
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen here.
We will have to see. We've got the 3v2, so and Darkseer does have that annoying potential because of his Ion, but I wonder. I mean, we haven't seen any pushes yet. We've just seen some kind of cruising and farming, doing what needs to be done. BL decides that he's going to go top now because he is finished going bot and not getting nearly enough of what he needs. So, which is evidenced by his only 14 last hits. Poor guy. Sven, however, doing quite well. Leading the field, and Necro, interesting. Necro has really dominated those last hits, so he's able to hold on to that lead.
Definitely.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's pretty close between these two players bottom lane. Necrolite with 22 last hits, Darkseer with 18. But, you know, I'm just noticing, like, there is a little bit of a conservative matchup being played here. Like, both teams, I think they're weighing themselves out, just, like, kind of sizing each other up. I haven't seen too much aggression by either team. With that said, there is 3 heroes by Team Killing Spree making a push for that tier 1 mid tower. Very nice cast by Undying, dropping that tombstone, keeping Puck at bay. Not exactly sure why Puck isn't using that illusory orb that does so much damage. There it is. All by Puck goes in there. With it, silence, nukes everybody, taking Jakiro out. Puck, though, with the phase shift, nice dodge on Queen of Pain's blink, or I apologize, the Scream of Pain. Wow, and there is Furion. Very well played by Puck, and you know, we were talking about this in the beginning of the match while we were watching all the players picking their heroes. That's what Puck does. Like, you think you got him, but that phase shift, if you time it well, it's so difficult to.
And the ability to just get in there and do some damage. Now, if we're looking top just for a sec, we see Sven doing some effective harassment against the PL, and he PL does outlevel him slightly, but it's interesting how they go back and forth, just a couple smacks here and there. PL not catching up to where he needs to be yet. So it's tipping kind of in the QBC's direction, but not definitively yet. Not definitively.
Well, definitely not definitively yet, but you know, with a 3-0 lead so far, like, things are definitely going in their favor, and they're playing it pretty well so far. I mean, Team Killing Spree hasn't really had too many opportunities to, you know, get in there and get some kills, but we'll definitely be seeing a change in that come soon enough. So, with that said, Keeper of the Light making his way back up top lane, and we have Furion, Nature's Prophet, still jungling away, getting some pretty decent farm with 32 last hits, and Hand of Midas already, pretty early.
Very good. Yeah, if we see, I'm just trying to check a few items here, see what's exciting. Whoa, Queen of Pain taking a lot of damage there. Keeper gets a blast off on her. That helps. Sven's going to do some stun and try to whittle down Keeper. I don't know whether that's going to be effective. Queen of Pain tries to contribute, but she gets taken out. Sucks to be Queen of Pain. Phantom Lancer starting to get those hits. Puck is going to send off an illusory orb, and Keeper's going to send off another blast, so they're keeping up that damage, but ooh, Queen of Pain, we don't want to see her go down, really.
I'm actually pretty surprised on how that turned out. It was unfortunate for her to miss that ult. Dream Coil being cast once again, Illusory Orb being cast once again on Sven, Undying, and Jakiro, and now it looks to be Team Quebec making a push for that tier 1 tower up top. And yes, the pressure is starting to come on now. We have Puck going back mid, and down in the bottom lane, the Darkseer and Necrolite still going toe-to-toe in their fight for the lead.
They need that Darkseer to get farmed a little bit, so that when it comes to team fights, as we saw in previous games, he can just be a real douche. And I think that's the position that he's getting in. He's got 38 last hits, and again, we don't notice the wall going up. He's going to hold on to that one because you want to build the wall later on when the team fights start to happen, and when that, coupled with his other abilities, do some crazy amounts of damage.
Crazy amounts of damage indeed. We do have a little bit of a push by Queen of Pain in the mid lane. Puck is hit by that Shadow Strike. Puck trying to keep his distance from Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain does have that haste rune that has been activated. Tombstone dropped by Undying. It does look like they're going to be making a push for this mid tower. Illusory Orb cast it once again by Puck, missing everybody in the process. The tower is taking significant damage. Puck's cornered a little bit. We have the Scream of Pain by Queen of Pain. That does hit Puck. Puck's getting in there again with that Illusory Orb. Casting it is Puck, but that is all that's going to be said. That tier 1 tower has been taken out. There's a chunk of gold.
Yep.
Spree.
Gold is starting to roll. I feel that the momentum is building. And look at those healths along the top. Low health, low health, low health. Oh, poor Dire. Poor Radiant is not. I don't think they're getting the foothold that they really need. And the only one that's really, Sven is holding his own, and that's who we need to carry. But Necro is still just kind of farming, or was just farming bot on his own. So Sven's gonna go bot now. He's gonna try and take the farm that's there and waiting for him. And at top, we see that Puck and PL are gonna try to take out the Queen of Pain. Not easily done. She can blink out of there, no problem. So let's just wait and see. Wait and see what's gonna happen.
Oh, bottom lane stunned by Sven on Darkseer. Sven doing considerable damage on Darkseer. Darkseer making his way back, but Sven taking a considerable amount of damage on his own by that Ion Shell on the creep. So with that said, moving back up to the top lane, Illusory Orb, Queen of Pain casting her ult, hits a number of the heroes. They do take down Phantom Lancer, which is bad news for Team Quebec. Puck making his way back, retreating away from Undying and Necrolite and Queen of Pain, and with that Tombstone dropped, doing considerable damage against those creeps, they may be able to push this tier 1 tower up top.
Yeah, I think they will try. Having a DD, Queen of Pain having that DD is just gross because she can blink in and do, obviously, twice as much, but just inappropriate amounts of damage really, really quickly in it, and it's very threatening to watch your team whittle down that quickly. So Darkseer's going to chase her. He had the Ion on his head, but it's gone now. So speedy, almost enough to catch up with the Queen, but she is just going to piece out of there. Puck puts down that... puts down his ulti so that we cannot lose track of the Queen and the Undying, but nothing followed up. No follow-up. That
Dream Coil can be spells out such bad news. I mean, it's such a threat. You know, if you go outside the radius of it, I mean, that's it. You know, you're gonna stun.
Yeah. What is the stun for that?
I think it's like 2.5 seconds, I believe.
Oh.
So yeah, it's pretty strong. Very, very strong. So. Actually, 1.5 for that. So, going in there. Queen of Pain blinking in there with the Scream of Pain. Darkseer running away, casting that surge. Tombstone dropped by Undying. Considerable damage is Darkseer taking. He's stunned by Jakiro's Ice Path, I apologize. And being taken out is Darkseer. Queen of Pain's backed off. Necrolite taking considerable damage.
Good neck.
I think the best course of action right now is a retreat. There is Furion caught in that ice path. He's been taken out.
Oh, Jakiro.
Jakiro as well. There are heroes dropping left, right, and center. Considerable action happening up top lane with the 7-3 lead is Team Quebec.
Wow, dropping left, right, and center is the way to call it there, Devo. They are just dropping like flies. So, losses on either team, but we are seeing the continued strength of the Dire here. So, QBC still holding their own, which is great to see, I think. Sven's going to continue to farm, and I'm checking here to see the net worth of some of our heroes, and Furion is holding the lead considerably by over 1,000 on top of that Sven, who's trying desperately to catch up. But if the kills by Furion, he's earned himself a kill, whereas Sven has not yet. So that's probably contributing to why he's got that strength, or that boost in the kills or money.
Definitely, absolutely. And one notable item that Necrolite already has early in this game is a mechanism. So that's pretty impressive. One of the core items that he needs that complements Death Pulse, and such a complementary item for team fights for the healing. So early shout out to Necrolite farming with 53 last hits already, which is pretty impressive.
Sure.
We do have Puck coming up behind, looking to pick off that Sven. Does miss with that silence and the Illusory Orb. With that said, making a push is Well, it does look. It appears that QBC, with 4 heroes, may be looking to push that tier 1 tower.
Perhaps, yeah, they do have the pressure up there, and the only one to stand in their way is the Jakiro. So, I would expect to see some of that pressure. In the meantime, we see that the Radiant is just tower diving on that first tower. Incoming, we've got the Puck who says, screw you.
Oh, what an ult casted by Puck. Necrolite is there with that mechanism, helping out significantly. Even with the phase shift, is Puck going to be able to escape? No, I don't think so. There's Queen of Pain with a double kill and is on a killing spree. Caudle looking to help out in some way, but with that tombstone getting in his way, it's very difficult to. Casting and Illuminate is Caudle trying to back off Team Killing Spree. That was a pretty good fight right there.
Yeah, it was. You know, I was really impressed because over in this area right here, that's where we saw the tombstone. It was cast before, if I'm remembering correctly, and I hope I am, it was cast even before the others, the Dire blinked in. So it's as if they were just anticipating some blink-ins to defend that tower, and then a natural retreat, and that is what cost Puck. That took down that contributed to taking down the Puck. So
definitely
I'm impressed with that tombstone.
Very impressive.
Huh.
It seems to be that's the way Undying is playing it is a very aggressive tombstone that's allowing them to push those towers down. So it's pretty interesting to see that, considering that QBC, they, you know, with their team composition with Phantom Lancer, Furion, and Keeper of the Light, you know, they're an excellent team comp for tower pushing, but so far, Team Killing Spree is doing a pretty good job taking down those towers first.
Now we're going to see a little bit of aggression here on Undying, trying to take him down. We've got the stuns, we've got the silences to try and catch him, and his health is very low. Keeper contributes, and he is out, but puts down a tombstone before he goes. Darkseid's going to take a little bit of damage, but Sven's also going to try to contribute, but he's just going to go down instead because Puck, with that Ion on top of him, is doing inappropriate amounts of damage as well. So, poor Sven. In the meantime,
and in
Phantom
meantime,
Lancer.
in mid, we do have Phantom Lancer being taken down by Necrolite's deadly ult. You gotta love the Reaper Scythe. It's fantastic, all taking down Phantom Lancer. It is a 9-6 lead for QBC at the moment, and so far, I would say one of the most threatening players for QC is none other than Puck with a 5-1 kill. Going down near Roshan, we do have Necrolite getting in there. He's been silenced. Puck making his way back, and Illuminate being casted by Caudle, and it seems that both teams are backing off, rather playing it safe than engaging.
Probably a good idea. There was a lot of carnage going on there, a lot of aggression, but that's how to win games, my friends. That is how to do it. Now this is interesting. I haven't noticed what is Nature's Prophet wearing? He looks weird.
Yeah,
is it glitching on me?
I think I'm seeing what you're
saying. Or
saying.
is he in a toga?
Maybe it's like a gray toga.
That'll do. All right.
Yeah.
Just checking.
It definitely it's a different clothing that he's wearing.
Perhaps some of. Oh, yep. Continue, Devo. Yes, thank you.
No, not at all. Going back to the middle lane, we do have Puck and Caudle making a push against Necrolite and Queen of Pain. Both teams still playing it pretty safe. It's still anybody's match to call. We're 18 minutes into it, and it's been a pretty exciting match so far. I've been really enjoying the kills, and most notable from Puck so far with a five kills and 1 death with 2 assists. Yep. Definitely a strong player. Going up to the top lane, we do have Darkseer casting that with a replica. Oh, there is Puck once again. He's on a killing spree. Oh, Undying takes down Darkseer. Significant tower damage being made there as well. We do have Caudle making a backtrack. Running away is Sven. Not sure if he's going to be able to get away. Sven trying to teleport out of there. Caudle doesn't have enough damage, right-clicking damage, to take down Sven, so he'll leave. Almost a team wipe for killing spree. Team QC doing a really good job.
Yeah, this is bloody. This is intense. So Sven's holding on to holding his own, which is good. But this PL, let's see, is the PL catching up? The PL is, and Nature's Prophet and PL, they're both leading in terms of their net worth. So that's a little bit threatening, because PL, you don't want to let him get to that certain part in the game, and he's getting there. He's getting there.
He is getting there, and he's one of those heroes that you don't want to see get there if you're on the opposing team, because as we've noted before, he definitely can just be so devastating. I mean, with all the images and, you know, if he gets the right items, harder to Rask, Daedalus, I mean, he's really tough to stop it. You know, it's a really interesting choice. Like, I can see PL going for a total tower pushing build so far with Boots of Travel, and that's going to give him some significant mobility around this map. So I can see him being one of those pestering types of heroes that's going to push a lane back, run away, and then come back once the opposing team leaves that lane once again. So you can see PL probably putting himself in a position to get a lot of farm. Going up to the top lane, is Undyne casting that tombstone, Puck backing out of there with phase shift and that illusory orb, well played by her. Puck is still making a hasty retreat with 3 of Killing Spree's heroes definitely overextending themselves, aiming to take down that tier 1 tower. And oh, here comes Team QC, Darkseer getting up in there, Keeper of the Light and Puck making their way back, trying to make a defense for that tower. Tombstone being casted by Undyne, Jakiro with that nice ice path. Darkseer taking a significant chunk of damage, casting that wall of replica. There is Shadow Ranger playing Coddle with a dominating kill streak, and Puck there as well, taking down Queen of Pain and Jakiro. And now it is Team Killing Spree that's on the run, and it appears that QC is going to be making a push for that top tower.
And we're gonna pause.
And we'll catch our breaths.
So much action. He's rebooting the Dota.
Action. Yes, it's, you know, it's one of those things. You know, last night I was playing Dota, and there was a ninja patch that came in, had one match, and it said my game client was out of date. So, you know, I leave Dota, I come back on, and lo and behold, there was a patch. And since that patch, I've been seeing this again and again throughout this tournament, and last night when I was playing Dota, that you know, we had random DCs, and it's just the story of the day.
Ugh, well, that's not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Unfortunate. Well, I'm just checking here, and we're seeing that considerable amount of farm that Nature's Prophet's been able to do, and he does have the Desolator up. I didn't notice when he popped that, but he's got that, and that is an advantage that could be very unfriendly. And if we flip over the PL, as you mentioned, Devo, he does have those Boots of Travel, but that's really all I'm seeing going for him. So I think we're just about ready to get started. I'm looking at the Sven as well. He's got his boots and he's got his drum. So let's see what damage he can do against this PL.
There's one notable thing, Roshan just slain by Nature's Prophet picking up that Aegis, so good on him. Let's see what he can do with it. Nature's Prophet getting right in Sven's face, taking him. Wow. Goes from Roshan to killing Sven. Well played by Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet with a Desolator, Hand of Midas, and an Aegis. Aegis is being spent. Undying, trying to get some retribution here. Casting that Tombstone is Undying. And it looks to be Nature's Prophet making a hasty escape.
That's for sure. Too bad about that Aegis, though. I feel like if he had been able to save himself a little bit earlier, it wouldn't have gone to waste on just one hero, but... he was trying to get some farm, and he got some good farm in there, and then he pieced out after using the Aegis, so at the end of the day, not too bad, I guess.
Not too bad at all. Going up to the top lane, we have Puck going after Necrolite, silencing him, and it doesn't seem to be enough. Necrolite casting that Death Pulse, keeping himself up, and that tower, tier 1 tower, top tower, is about 50%. Going to the mid lane, we have Nature's Prophet farming all over the place. He's really teleporting, just seeing it everywhere, it seems, and he's doing a great job with 112 last hits already, 1,800 gold, and it looks, I'm not exactly sure what he's going to be going for next, but if he's going to get this tower, like, you're looking at rich Furion right now.
That's so rich. Richest Furion. Not a good situation to be in. Undying taking a bit of damage because PL is putting on the pressure. His little illusion just chasing him, being a bugger, which is what he does well. And we're seeing now, if you look at the net worth, Devo, we've got 4 out of 5 of the... whoa, too much action! Oh my goodness, Queen of Pain just goes down. We'll talk about gold later. Jakiro is taking a bit of damage there, but the Darkseer was sucking them in, doing his damage, trying to get this Necro to be safe, but, Keeper sends off a blast. Everybody's blasting, and he's just, boom! Boom! It's gone.
Wow.
And
there is Undying casting that Tombstone, trying to keep Team QC at bay. and this match is starting to get away from Team Killing Spree with a 19-9 lead by QC. Very well played so far. Nature's Prophet limping away, but getting so much farm with 3,600 gold. He's making his way to the secret shop, and it does appear, I believe, possibly he's going to go for an Assault Cuirass, buying that Hyperstone and Plate Mail, and that's going to be bad news for anybody on Team Killing Spree now with Furion, who's looking quite tanky, quite beefy.
Oh, right, the beefiest of guys. That is unfortunate. PL is working on his Diffusal Blade, so the lead is definitely tipping in the favor of the Dire.
Absolutely in favor of the Dire. Puck is still making his way back from death. Will be regenerating pretty soon. We have Phantom Lancer up top, still farming very well. 132 last hits, making his way to that Diffusal Blade, and yeah, he's all cylinders, all systems go. Going down to the bottom lane, we do have Darkseer being pursued by Sven. Sven going in there, waiting for that Ion Shell to wear off. There's a nice stun by Sven. Necrolite is there to complement this attack. Necrolite casting the Reaper's Scythe, and it would be not enough. Possibly, yes, Darkseer has been taken out. Ult has been cast by none other than Puck, and they're just dancing around that little beam, and that will be the end of that.
That will. It was also the end of Darkseer. He tried, but I really appreciate how Sven held off on casting that stun until, obviously, Darkseer used his speed, because you gotta shut down that speedy guy. So waiting it out, good idea.
And here is a perfect example of this team composition coming to fruition for Team QC with Phantom Lancer and Fury and just pushing the shit out of those towers. They're going for the tier 3 tower with pretty much all of Team Killing Spree on the top tier, bottom tier 2 tower for QC, and it does appear that they are going to get that tower and quite possibly the racks, unless if they teleport in. And based on what I can see, Queen of Pain has no teleport, and they do get the tower. Macropyre being cast by Jakiro. Undying is theirs, as is Necrolite. So they get that tower, but this is just a perfect example of how potent this team comp is when it comes to pushing. So 25 minutes into the match, we already have the top barracks exposed and in significant danger.
That's for sure. And if you didn't notice, the Assault Curse is up on Nature's Prophet, so he is becoming really, really unpleasant to have to deal with. And it just gives him that much more strength when it comes to pushing lanes, because you can't contest him anymore. He's able to do whatever he wants and TP all over the place like crazy. And unless you've got a series of heroes there, you're not going to get him. And he can just beam in, well, I guess he grows in, technically, to support any gank, to polish off any hero, because he does have so much strength, and the Assault Cuirass just gives that much more to those team ganks. So he's I think, really well played. He's doing an exceptional job in this match to really provide them that boost.
Anybody that's watching this game can definitely compliment the efficiency of Nature's Prophet's farming. He's really capitalizing on those ancients, and he's teleporting back and forth, and he's just constantly generating gold, and this is why we're seeing such amazing items like fairly early in. I mean, like, most players don't even have a Desolator at 26 minutes, and we have Assault Cuirass, Handamitis, and a Desolator on Nature's Prophet. So we're going down to the bottom lane. Cast Ice Path by Jakiro. Macropyre also casts Undying there, casting his Tombstone. There is so much action happening. Nature's Prophet does get in there with a double kill, taking out Queen of Pain, taking out Nature's Prophet, mind you. Darkseer trying to make a speedy haste surge, but Queen of Pain's having none of that. Goes in there, blinks, Scream of Pain. Darkseer is taken out. Now they're in pursuit of Caudle. Caudle in significant trouble. Queen of Pain with that ultimate, but Keeper of the Light just barely escapes. And now Queen of Pain going after Puck, but she's going to have none of that. Being silenced, out of mana. I cannot believe Caudle got out of that. What did he have, like 15 health?
It was ridiculous, but he made it.
Crap.
He made it. That guy, so lucky.
So amazing. And here we have this pressure once again being given by Phantom Lancer.
Oh, wow.
That's still good defense by the team Killing Spree, with Necrolite casting his ults, taking out Phantom Lancer, making him pay, and he didn't get too much damage on that bottom rack, so you might want to reevaluate his strikes. So we do have Keeper of the Light going down to that bottom room, capturing that haste, and making his way down to the bottom lane. And meanwhile, we still have Nature's Prophet farming like a beast and getting up to another 1,500 gold, still striking those Ancients.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet is commanding with a 4,400 lead in terms of his worth, and we can definitely see that when it comes to his items. Unfortunate. So he's gonna where'd you go, you sneaky guy? He's gonna continue to farm because he's doing that so well. The Radiant, I feel, is just trying to cope with the situation, trying to farm up and prepare themselves for the next attack that's going to come.
Sven under some trouble. Puck and Caudle getting in there in Sven's face. Sven has no choice but to back up. Illuminate being cast. There's Nature's Prophet canceling that teleport. Thinks better of it with Jakiro, Necrolite, and Queen of Pain all being there. That was a very, very good spot. Very good choice by Nature's Prophet. And yeah, 21-14 is the score. Almost 30 minutes into our match right now. We have Team Killing Spree trying to make a push for mid lane with Queen of Pain, Necrolite, and Jakiro in the woods.
And I wonder about the potential for a KS comeback, but then when we check on our gold here, we see, oh, what, 20,000 on the side of the Dire? And then for XP, we're at 17,000. So Queen of Pain is just blinking out of a near death there. Keeper's going to try and blast her, but she's gone. So she able to escape any potential destruction there. Not too much of a problem.
It's really difficult to see what Team Killing Spree can really do to counter this. I mean, like, one of the best carries that they have is Sven, but with only a BKB 30 minutes into the match, it's going to be really tough to counter Phantom Lancer, Nature's Prophet, and Puck. I mean, like, they have such a sizable lead now. It's going to be difficult to see how this is going to turn into the favor of Team Killing Spree.
Yeah, the favor for them. I know it's difficult. It would be challenging. But in the last match that we saw, it wasn't quite this far into it when they turned around. But I was pretty impressed to see that flip from what we expected in when Songers and Kale Achievement were casting that last match. That was a turnaround. I was excited to see that. So
absolutely.
Don't call it yet. Don't call.
Absolutely not, for sure. We do have Jakiro defending that bottom tower, casting his illusory orb is Puck, blinking in and out. Such a versatile character with now with a Blink Dagger. It's going to be very tough to lock Puck down at this point. Phantom Lancer, this is a dual push now. Phantom Lancer pushing that top lane. It's really putting Team Killing Spree in a difficult position, having to defend two lanes at once, essentially. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here. Nature's Prophet watching the Roshan time, going for his second Aegis of the match, and just look at the damage coming from Furion here on Roshan, just melting his face away. Down back up to the top lane, we have Phantom Lancer still trying to make a push for that for the top racks rather, and bottom lane we have Keeper of the Light and Puck still harassing and still aiming to get that bottom tower.
They're trying. They're really trying. And Keeper's going to send off a blast as Shikiro sends some ice down to try and stop this, but the wall goes up and the damage is happening. We see that the Dream Coil is there to try and keep everybody in position, but people are running havoc. The Darkseer is going to escape. What a sneaky guy. He's so lucky. Necro's taking considerable amount of damage, and he's gone, no problem. We watched as Nature's Prophet just burn through his Aegis. That was unfortunate. But he comes back, and maybe he's going to try and destroy the Sven, who he is not happy to see. Sven is out of there.
Taken out, Sven by Illuminate. Caudle's Illuminate, and of course the devastating damage by Nature's Prophet, and they're going to have no problem now taking out that bottom tower. We do have Undying and Jakiro up, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them to stop this onslaught by Team QBC. Very impressively played right now. Yes, there goes that bottom racks, and it'll be interesting to see if they're going to let up or maybe transition to that top
Here
tower.
it is.
Yes,
Keeper,
sorry,
or sorry, Nature's Prophet is there, and he's taking it down as well, taking advantage of the few seconds. Oops, the few seconds that they have in order to take out those barracks, and this is dangerously close to a GG.
Yep, it definitely does seem to be the case now, with the rest of Team QC transitioning into the mid lane, taking out that tower. Sven just coming back up. The rest of Team Killing Spree is up and alive and well, casting a tombstone. And also the Flesh Golem trying to push back. This could be a great here. Oh my gosh,
Force
God.
staff.
Almost force staffed right into a huge mess. Pipe being cast by Dark Seer, and no deaths for Team QC, and they're just gonna keep putting the pressure on them.
Yeah, why not? They've got them on the run, so to speak. And by run, I mean not running because they're defending, but it's really super difficult for them to gain any sort of foothold here with this much harassment. Oh, Queen of Pain just melts, and Jakiro trying to escape, but I don't know if he's gonna make it out of this one. Perhaps he does.
Look at Nature's Prophet there now with a Scythe of Vice.
Yep.
What are you gonna do against this now? Wall of Replica.
A GG apparently.
It's a GG being called by Team Killing Spree, and that will be it for this match. Team QC will be continuing on in this losers bracket part of the tournament, and wow, just really impressive. You got to hand it into this lane pushing composition. Team comp that Team QC played out.
That's
really,
for sure. This Nature's, holy crap.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the farming with 206 last hits, and he's just stinking rich.
I wouldn't say that I'm surprised by him because I know that I've seen like Nature's has this potential to do this sort of thing, but just way to go, really commanded that game. Puck was excellent, staying alive there. How often did Puck die? Died twice. All right. So not too shabby at all.
And we have I'm the Boss, stated by Puck.